Hi guys and welcome back to the South Korean ladder, as I've once again found this interesting game in between the two pros. We have spawning here at 11 o'clock. It's a barcode, Ili Lili. I have no idea who he is. Perhaps it's I don't even know his name right now, but I do know who this is. It's in orange. It's Shine who is spawning here in the lower left at the 7 o'clock position here. Sorry, I think it's Royal, but I'm not sure if this is Royal or not. Perhaps you guys know better. I didn't do my research, so yeah, sorry about this one. Yeah, we do have the production tab up here. It's a very nice game, 20-minute mark on September 2025 once again. This time in between two pros from South Korea, and as you can see, they take this game quite seriously. 600 APM for Ili Lili and 500 for Shine. Could be Royal, but I'm not sure. Either Royal or maybe Rush, who knows. Bishop, I have no idea who he is, but a very high APM here for him. And yeah, Shine, quite a known figure from the Zergs. I believe Shine is even the brother from Flash. I could be wrong, of course. So yeah, the build order is getting to start here. We do have a fast expansion for Shine. So Overlord into expansion here for Shine. In the meantime, the Terran pretty much just closing the entrance here with a supply depot, with a barracks. And he will very likely create a triangle here in order to just pretty much shut the entrance here, keep his expansion safe. Quite a very good build order here for the Terrans early on. As we see the scouting now commencing here at the 2-minute mark. And just like in the game from Jaedong, if you closely look at the mini-map, you can clearly see a pattern here. Nice symbolistic, a cylindrical shaped pattern here from the Zerg. As yeah, the game continues now, as we also see another supply depot here for the Terran, and in comes the SCV, sees the gas, sees the spawning pool, so immediately knows what exactly the build order is here from the Zerg. Also saw the expansion here. I believe he's going to just stay as much as he can here in order to see when or if the tier 2 is going to start here for Shine. And in the meantime, yeah, the Terran plays it safe, goes for his expansion straight. He's very likely going to be playing bio, but he could transition later on into mass mech. He could go for those tanks, for those vultures. There's the tier 2 exactly at the 2-minute and 50-second mark, so pretty standard stuff here. Pretty standard build order by both players. Should be, of course, Mutalisk, unless Shine is changing something. Perhaps a lurker harassment could also be an interesting idea here for him. He could either also snipe this SCV and go for a Hydra bust. It could be a possibility here for him, of course. And yeah, the game continues. Some Zerglings are out. They might get the goods around here versus the SCV, as the SCV looking quite strong here with his minerals in his hands. Sadly, he might get sniped here, so a good early start by Shine if he's able to snipe this SCV. With that, he even wanted to block the SCV, I believe, with this one drone, or either kill it. So very smart move, very intelligent gameplay here by the player from South Korea. In the meantime, the expansion is about to get finished. Marines are out to defend it. Gas has also started a very early engineering bay here for the Terran with weapons 1 upgrades for the Marines. So yeah, nice upgrades here for the Terran. You even have the academy here for the STIM for the Marines. And very soon I believe he's going to start his preemptive turrets versus indeed what is going to be a Mutalisk gameplay here by Shine. So yeah, Shine with a standard order, build order from the Zerg. Same can be said here for the Terran, expecting of course those Mutalisk here from Shine as more units are getting added. 25 workers here for the Terran, 22 for Shine. Shine could of course go for another expansion. It could be a possibility, but first I believe he's going to save gas and minerals for his first wave of Mutalisk that will move out very soon. You can also clearly see it from the production tab. Nothing is getting added. Actually, another hatchery is getting added, so sorry about this one. Shine indeed opting to go for a expansion here to play it even more safe, even more macro orientated, and with that even saving all those minerals for the Mutalisk and all the gas here. So all of this will of course be invested by him into Mutalisk, launching the first attack towards the opponent. There it goes. So very great build order here by the Zerg. 4 Mutalisk on the way. Flyer attacks are also on the way here for the Zerg. there we have some medics with some marines for the Terran. One barracks for him, actually no, many more barracks are getting added here by him, so we do have mass bio for the Terran. Just like in many previous replays here onto this channel, it is indeed going to be mass marines with medics. Perhaps even some firebats will be added against the ground forces from the Zerg. But there is no scan yet available here for the Terran, as he has no idea about this expansion right here. And we do have the first wave of Mutalisks moving here forward towards the main from the Terran. Nice turrets are being added here by the Terran as the Mutalisks finally do arrive. 5 of them, let's see what damage can they do. We do have turrets, many turrets actually, so a lot of minerals being invested here by the Terran towards those turrets, as one supply depot might get sniped here, but the moon is already to engage. Weapons 1 will finish very soon. Steam has also been finished already. And yeah, the Terran looking very good with his defenses. However, like I told you, he doesn't know about this expansion right here. This could be an advantage here, of course, for the Zerg as the game continues with the harassment, with the Mutalisk. 1 SCV, perhaps even 2 have been sniped here, so some mining time has been delayed. Shine tries of course his best to keep the Terran at bay, to keep him at home, but this is not going to happen. Mutalisk has also been sniped here, so the Terran is moving here out. Gas is being added, of course, much needed for the Mutalisk, as more marines are moving out here for the Terran with weapons 1 upgrade. More Mutalisks are getting added. Of course, the Zerg could punish this with a surround maneuver with some Zerglings, with some Mutalisks. Terran is opting to go out. The Mutalisks are nicely getting microed here by Shine, as he's able to snipe marine after marine, also taking some damage, however, but in the end so many Mutalisks are being left here alive for Shine, so very good harassment here by the Zerg versus the Terran. Many marines are getting sniped here, even 2 Mutalisks, even 3 Mutalisks aren't here into the army, so very good move out here by Shine. Of course, some Mutalisks have also been sniped, but in the end he is able to clear this move out by the Terran. Interesting move out here by the Terran. I don't really understand why exactly this was necessary to sacrifice so many of that bio from Lilith here. Let's see how the game is going to continue as the Mutalisks arriving once again towards the not that well defended main actually here for the Terran. So Shine doing a very good job here, microing those units really well, just showing us the strength of the Mutalisk early on, sniping so many marines. Let's not forget that he also sniped the group of marines with medics into the middle of the map, and given the fact that it's worked out very well, he's going into mass Mutalisk actually, and having given a Queen's Nest with some Hydralisks then into this location. Let's not forget that this location hasn't been checked out yet here by the Terran. So quite a hard game here for the Terran, who is taking more and more damage. The Mutalisks are doing, of course, a great job here. The turret might get sniped, SCVs try to repair it, Marines try to engage, but we do have once again a move out here by the Terran. So a little bit of a unusual gameplay here by the Terran. Moving out, of course, tries to lure the units towards him, but this could get once again punished here by Shine. And he could also move out here into this location, Shine even adding a creep colony to have more security into that location. And we even have a tier 3 upgrade now here for Shine, so this could be Defilers, as Shine is of course expecting a full-on attack here by the Terran for barracks into that location with a floating factory. Yeah, those Mutalisks quite on point here for Shine, snapping the reinforcements. Also some Mutalisks will be taken out, but in the end they have bought so much time here for the defenses for the Zerg, and even Lurkers will be spawned now. So with that, the game looking very good here for Shine. A nice harassment, keeps on sniping the reinforcements here for the Terran, as yeah, the game continues here quite in a very convincing way for Shine versus his opponent, as the Terran still stays towards his bio unit composition. Now finally we do have the counter for those Mutalisks. It is going to be double Stargate with very likely some Valkyries in the air, or Science Vessel could also be a possibility here for the Terran, as we did indeed pass the 10-minute mark. So yeah, Defiler then indeed it is going to be here for the Zerg, a very fast Defiler then at around the 10-minute mark. And yeah, the Terran retreating here at home. adding more SCVs. Shine with 37 workers, doing very well, looking very good. Taking yet another expansion. Mutalisk, sorry, the Zerglings are here into the middle of the map. And yeah, the Overlords also nicely getting spawned here by Shine, giving good information just in case there's going to be a dropship harassment by the opponent. So Shine even having good vision here for what exactly his opponent is doing. And we do see the first Defilers getting produced here for Shine. Let's also not forget that he also have some lurkers. I believe many lurkers here borrowed underneath each other. We have those Sunkens here. I believe a Nidus Worm is much needed now here for the Zerg, as the infantry is closing here forward for the Terran player. So yeah, Mutalisk are on standby, they're ready to defend. The Terran once again with a quite unusual move out here, some units into the middle of the map. I believe he's going to regroup them all. He just tries to keep Shine guessing where exactly his next attack is going to happen. Perhaps it could be here, but then again there are those lurkers in position. Mutalisk still waiting for the attack reinforcements. Could pull here forward. He decides to go for some science vessels. I believe he's going to wait for the science vessel to arrive in order to give more support towards his bio onto the ground. So yeah, the game continues, but slowly but steadily Shine is just gaining more momentum as the Terran just pretty much just walks here forward to the map. I believe he's going to try to snap some forces from the Zerg, but no movement yet here by Shine. Plays it very safely, very cautiously, as the Terran now regrouping once again, losing some time, losing a little bit of momentum, as he is very likely now even adding some fire bats. So he's going to try to attack here. Is he going to be successful to snap the Nidus Worm? There are those Mutalisk. Shine now nicely reacting with the irradiated Mutalisk, immediately getting out microed here. So this could be the next target for the Terran. Let's see if this is indeed going to be the plan by the Terran, either that or attacking here towards the Sunkens, as he's also deciding here to take an expansion, closing more and more forward towards the expansion point here from the Zerg. Hydralisk right on time, could be morphed into lurkers. And hold on, we actually do have a drop happening here, so what a surprise move by the Terran. It could be a double attack. These forces could also stand by here. But yeah, Defiler has been casted with the Orange Storm to give more protection towards the economy here from the Zerg from Shine. And yet another Dark Storm has been casted here. With that, he is of course able to hold the Terran, not really microing his units, now finally reacting. His main force is of course here in the middle of the map. I really like the fact that he has added those drop ships. He is going to evade the lurker. We do have some Scourges here for Shine, and in comes the drop, and all of a sudden things look very good here for the Terran, but the reaction is very quick here for Shine with Dark Swarm. Good spread here by the Terran, going straight towards the main. I really like that from him, as the lurkers have to now get bored in order to defend it. So the defense looks very good here for the Zerg, as I'm losing my voice slowly but steadily. So yeah, the harassment continues here by the Terran nicely, but in the end Shine is able to hold all of those units who will be taken out. And yeah, I have to drink a little bit of water now. So yeah, good attempt here by the Terran, nice drop, forcing of course those Dark Storm to be casted here by the Zerg. And in the end Shine holds quite well. As the game continues here for both players. So yeah, a very good game here by the Terran. Tried of course his best to unborrow, to drop those units, but Shine ready here with so many lurkers are being added for him, so he has the perfect counter towards the best bio unit composition here from the opponent. Perhaps some tanks will be needed here for the Terran, perhaps some Goliaths versus the Mutalisk, as those two expansions are still not getting touched here by the Terran. So as the game continues, Shine is gaining more and more of an advantage, if you ask me. Irradiance has been casted, but yeah, are we going to be seeing a transition from the Terran towards factories? Could be a possibility for him, leaving some SCVs on idle. I don't know who he is, perhaps he's just a little bit tired. Even having a bunker here to give defenses towards his expansion point. But yeah, those SCV, quite a mistake here by the Terran player. It happens, of course. Perhaps he's just busy microing those units, especially the science vessel, and it could be an attack here. But remember, there are 4 lurkers now, only 3 lurkers board. Good job here by the Terran clearing those Scourge and the Zerglings. Very good micro here by him. And once again, dropships already here to unload their units as the Zerg continues here. Actually, as the Terran continues here with the harassment, but we do have lurkers here ready to engage. Those dropships quite exposed here, so very risky gameplay here by the Terran. Has to make up his mind. Great Plague now has been casted here by him. We do have Irradiance as a response by the Terran. The lurkers are still in position here, ready to engage. The Terran looks like he's going to commit. Is there vision? Don't know exactly what he's doing. He's a little bit of impatient and a little bit of a bad control by him. Losing some units here, of course it happens. Perhaps he was busy microing those units right here. At the same time, we do have a drop happening here, but not that many units have been left here for the Terran. So the Terran with quite some mistakes here. Sadly for him, Shine is looking very good onto his defense, and the Terran with some mistakes that do cost him some units right here. 52 workers already here for Shine, quite a strong economy. And yeah, lots and lots of hatcheries here for him are getting spawned, so more units will be produced very soon by him. In the meantime, the Terran also takes the expansion right here, so his economy is also looking very good. Finally, some tanks are getting added, so perhaps the Terran just sacrificing some of his bio in order to go for a mass tank and mass mech production. Great Plague now has been casted here by Shine, pretty much targeting all of the bio here from the opponent, from the Terran. Very nicely done, as those medics really have to heal a lot and use the energy a lot here, even healing themselves. So very, very hard game here indeed for the Terran, as we might see Shine reacting very soon with a full-on attack versus the opponent. So let's see if this is indeed going to be the plan. Scourges in the air, taking out a science vessel. Radiance has been casted, as those Zerglings will be able to take care of those movements. We do, however, have a full-on attack here by the Terran. I believe he's going to regroup straight towards the expansion points. Some Scourge in the air waiting for a drop. We even have a Spore here, as lots and lots of Zerglings are getting added. And no Darkstorm, finally there is the Darkstorm, the Darkstorm or Plague. Plague has actually been casted here by him. So yeah, the Zerglings should of course be able to take out a lot of that bio. In the meantime, the other expansion point is getting snapped, so finally some good news here for the Terran. But his small group of remaining units is getting cancelled, and at the same time, more important tank has been taken out. We do have reinforcements pouring here forward for the Zerg. Lots and lots of Zerglings with the Defilers as the game continues here. So yeah, the Terran does take out some bases here from the Zerg, but in the end the lurkers should of course be able to hold this down. So lots and lots of action happening here. We even have the science vessel in the air for the Terran, so some Irradiate could be casted of course towards those Defilers. And the medic even healing now the SCV, so I believe that's pretty much all that has been left here for the Terran. So quite a hard game here for him, still staying towards his strategy, towards the bio here from him. But he does have a good economy. He does have 65 workers, so he's still of course into this game. At the same time, Shine, perhaps knowing this, adding base after base here. Defensive matrix getting used onto the science vessel, as Shine somehow dropped 250 workers. So we might have had another dropship harassment happening here. Could have been a possibility here for the Terran, as now finally we do have a transition to even more stronger units. We do have Ultralisk on the ground, and with that it's going to be even more harder. Remember, Irradiance now even dealing damage towards the SCV. Sadly here for the Terran, he's not really reacting, so with that perhaps he's in shock seeing all of those Ultralisk onto the ground. Finally in come the Marines. The Ultralisk did take some damage out of the Irradiate, as more and more splash damage is being taken out here by the Terran due to Irradiance. All of a sudden Lily dropping to 43 workers. Ultralisk doing their job, getting sent out to pretty much kill the economy from the opponent as more defilers with Zerglings are getting produced. We do have another run by here. The Terran seems to be ready for this, but I believe some SCVs will once again be targeted and killed perhaps here, as Shine, I believe, he's going to throw pretty much everything he has towards the expansion points, the newly established expansion points from the opponent. Let's have a look at the upgrades here from the Terran. 0-0 for him, and the infantry should have, of course, better upgrades. 2-3 for him, as more and more is getting transferred left and right. However, right now we do have a huge move out here by the Terran. However, supply wise, if you look at it, Shine it already being maxed out. So what exactly can the Terran do? Casting some defensive irradiate, and yeah, in comes the attack with the defilers here. So the Zerglings should be able to take out quite the bunker and the other units here from the Terran that are defending us. More and more units are pulling forward here for the Zerg. The Terran seems to be just tries to find, of course, a good position to attack. Tries to keep on guessing where exactly is he going to attack. There's even some Merkers now here into this location. We even have the Defiler with the Dark Swarm, and Plague is also being casted here by Shine. So Shine seems to be even ready for the full-on attack scale from the opponent. This base seems to be not that well defended, but in the end, I believe Shine just pretty much throwing everything he has towards the opponent. SCVs now on the front line. Marines will be able to be taken out. Now finally the Terran arrives here at the expansion point. He might be able to take it out, as the Terran drops to 36 workers. Lots and lots of Dark Swarms have been casted here by the Zerg, as I believe the Terran pretty much just scanned the area here, and he knows that so many units have been produced by Shine. Tanks now nicely getting protected by the infantry as the game still continues here, but yeah, Shine with a huge advantage here, economic wise and also supply wise. Interesting enough, decides not to take units into his meta, not decides to attack, as he's now very likely going to regroup, either that or just split his units here, just sending full-on attacks towards the units here from the Terran. And yeah, so much Zerg here as the Swarm continues to move here forward. The Terran pretty much losing everything he has, and of course Lily realizing this, as there were so many bases left alive here for Shine. So Shine with quite a patient and outstanding macro game here for him, taking this game quite convincingly. So yeah, in the end the Terran sadly with some mistakes which have cost him. Perhaps the transition into a factory build order would have been better into the middle game. But yeah, in the end Shine just proving to be much stronger here than the opponent. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this replay. I'm going to try to be as active as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's Tommy signing out.